guitar. Wow. Paranoia. Putting in work again. On my shit again. I might do it again. And again, and again, and again. We gon' do it again. And again, and again, and again. Well, they say we the answer. I know, I'm on some next shit. Yeah, I know, it ain't nothing. Oh no, fuck it. Let's go.
Baby, tú me tienes loco. Me tienes que llevar pa' médico. Ese sí comió los mocos. No sabe que fuimos pa' México. You don't be stressing the petty, Jose, and the feeling I give you is incredible. You ain't never gotta question the truth. You know when I answer is credible. Unlike certain men, yeah, ain't got time to flirt. I'm back to work again. Hey, sweaty pockets hurting. You a perfect 10. You my baby girl, be my best friend. Take off the skirt again. Ha, si te sientes bien, nos fuimos pa' la República y celebramos la Semana Santa. El primo que canta duro, di que mejor que viene de Tampa. El pipo, que rico, el tipo no jode con ganga. Make scene no, like free throw, como Curry ahí en la cancha.
Wanna work again. On my shit again. I might do it again. And again, and again, and again. We gon' do it again. And again, and again, and again. Well, they say we the answer. I know, I'm on some next shit. Yeah, I know, it ain't nothing. Oh no, fuck it. Let's go. You already know the vibes. I got that juice in a lie. I don't say nothing but the truth. I ain't the answer tonight. Sippin' brew got on the fly. Yeah, tú sabes I really get high. Que lo que what you doing tonight. If you with it, then let's do it right, yeah. This is the way, oh yeah. Dímelo okay, you know it. I gotta say I'm on. I like to play in the foreign. Just go with me, babysita. I'm so f***ing lit, I don't need a visa. I got up, I like a speeder. I'm the answer, you are the reason. Putting in work again. On my shit again. I might do it again. And again, and again, and again. We gon' do it again. And again, and again, and again. Well, they say we the answer. I know, I'm on some next shit. Yeah, I know, it ain't nothing. Oh no, fuck it. Let's go.
Like, subscribe, all that. What's up, Solo?
Yo, what's poppin', Tuesday fam? I appreciate y'all here on a Tuesday, but I forgot it was Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. So I am glad that I have such an amazing co-host that can remind me hours prior so that I could come on here and bless y'all with my beauty, my statements, my messages, and my antics. I appreciate you guys to the fullest extent. I appreciate you when you talk bad about me. I appreciate you when you have your opinions about me. And I sure will be appreciating you when you tell me things that are going to make me feel amazing. So please feel free to jump in the comments. Stop what you're doing. Stop feeding your dog. Stop paying attention to your spouse and your kids. Let the house burn down. Turn your laptop up and holla at your boys because we is in the building.
And in the spirit of that is part 2, Vince Serrano.
You know what I'm saying? Vince is in the building. He was here 2 weeks ago. He was here 2 weeks ago, and my man was 100 pounds more than what he is now. 2 weeks later, he dropped a video. He 100 pounds less speaking Spanish. You see, if he could do it, I could do it. You feel me? If he could do it, I could do it. That's what I'm saying. That's all that water works, B. I heard that water cardio is a lot better than. I see you, son. I'm not the youngest, but you know what I mean. I'm about to be the, you know what I mean, the in the yacht club, the in. You know what I mean? We there, square from Delaware. Shout out to H.
That's how you feeling today, huh?
I'm here, bro. I'm in red form. I forgot it was Tuesday and all that. So y'all about to get all this smoke, son.
Yeah, you're getting the Monday energy.
Monday energy on 1,000. Tuesday, I'm already faded out, son. I'm done.
Oh, man. I'm just saying. You know what happened to us? You know what's been happening to us the last 2 months, bro?
Mm.
We've been getting calls from jail, bro. Like that.
I don't listen. I don't put it past nothing, bro.
Shout out to Juan.
Sometimes I was scrolling on TikTok and I see your man's is live from Cell 45, son. They go live in there, son. They don't play, son. They got their cash app up and all that. So I don't put it past if they calling in, B. Let them call in, son. Let them breathe. They need that session to breathe out before they smack somebody and get another 45 to 100 days, B.
They're trying to be on the show. So
See what
here's the
I'm
problem,
saying?
though. They're calling like at like random like times at night. You know, like at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, like on a
Those are your
random day.
midget shorties, fam.
But like, bro, you got to call on Tuesdays between 8 and 9 if you really want me to pick up.
You know they can't just call on a scheduled time, fam. You know they gotta call when the CO ain't looking or that favorite CO's in a building, son. You can't just, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen. For some reason, it's not playing on the board, but check this out. I'm gonna play.
They
It
leave
for you,
messages and all that stuff.
Hang up. Free call. Hang up or press 1.
Watch.
Hello, this is a 1-minute free call from an inmate at a Florida Department of Corrections institution. To accept this free call, press 0.
Bro, that's on the Black Market Bandit line, bro. Yeah. They're like the fellow bandits.
I can dig it.
You can dig it?
I can dig it.
I could dig it if it's Tuesday between 8 and 9. That's all I'm saying. Tuesday between 8 and 9, guys. That's when you get in. All right? You'll talk to him, right? So you drop some gems.
I'll drop all the type of gems, son. I'll make a Muslim turn Christian real quick, son.
Yeah. Vince had his you had the business seminar. Yeah. A lot of work, right? Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's fire. That's fire. Now, how was the experience? Now, you mentioned earlier when we were talking earlier about this being like one of the first ones you've done, right? So, how was the experience, like the learning curve coming into the event? Right. Mm, that's fire. That's fire.
I'm in there, so I don't
Yeah.
play. I want to be in all that. I want to be part of the podcast and all that. And you might have to have a conversation with me and the do's and don'ts prior, because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean? I reach certain levels sometimes, whereas I don't. You know what I mean? I get out of hand, but you know what I mean. I respect for you.
We gotta understand
So,
the rules and
hey,
regulations before we walk in the building.
I definitely don't want your wife like, yo, who is this nigga, son? Why? You know what I'm saying? Mm, yep, yep.
Yeah. What I liked is that they
I
kept
think
saying the name like it stuck with them, like that concept of being the youngest in the yacht club, and it's almost in a sense it's like, well, we're not even going into the yacht club, we making our own yacht club, so that's how it feels, you know. Yeah. Right. That's fire. That's fire. Yeah.
I think that's fire. I think that a lot of these artists, if they will take the time out to actually have conversation with these other artists before sizing them up, I think it'll be a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they get caught up in their own mental egoness, and
Yeah.
then they walk in the room and they automatically go quick to sizing, which I know that's a hood mentality, because you want to, you know what I mean, scope the room, make sure everything is proper for you. But you know what I mean, if somebody's throwing up some type of energy, you need to reciprocate that energy, understanding, you know what I mean, you in a comfortable spot. And people who was part of your event um seem to be like those type of people who know who they are, so there's no need for them to act on who they are. You know what I'm saying? They were just like calm, collected, everybody doing their thing with the networking, no issues, like you said, on a positive note. And if there will be more of that and less of the nonsense, I think, you know what I'm saying, what we represent music wise will go further that much more. You know what I'm saying? Open a lot more doors, and a lot of more people will get to hear it and not hear the nonsense behind it. You feel me?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure, because it did turn out to be like more hip hop, but we had a country artist there. Name was Savannah Dexter, and she's blowing up right now. She's like a country music rap artist, and Mako Music and Bravo Gator. They're real dope. And yo, I wanted more of that. I wanted more like, rock star guitar, people, just music. We wanted to make it a music conference, not just a,
Hip hop.
what I'm saying, hip hop conference, yeah, or Tampa fashion show type shit.
Word.
Like, we wanted to create it where it was like, all the way up there,
Now, how are the artists as far as exchanging their music? Like, how do they exchange their music nowadays? Is it all social media? Is it CDs? Is it USBs? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, most of it is, and that's a really good question, right? Because now where music is at, how do you reach them? A lot of it was exchange of information or links, and that was dope because, when I first got there, when people were there, they just went because they saw it on Eventbrite. There were like 4 or 5 people that were just there. They saw it on Eventbrite, and they were like, "Look, there was a music conference in Cali. We can't afford to get there, so we're going to go to the one down the street." And when they got there, they were really, really open to talking to people. That's the best part. We had it in such a good spot where, you had to bump into somebody and talk to them, and they were going to ask you, what do you do? What kind of music do you do? Or what do you do? We had writers there, producers, mixers, engineers, audio and visual, all that. So it was a really, really good, it was a good influx of people who were writers. There's a lady named Grace Thompson. She was there, man, and she was a writer, and she had her music on a QR code and a whole whole business card.
I was just about to say that. I literally pulled up.
Yeah.
I pulled up to the gas station today. I'm pumping gas, and 90% of the stickers that I see on the gas pump are from pop-up vendors, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I always tend to
Like that's a
happen
good way
to
to
just
get
look
nabbed.
to
That's how
look
they
around.
advertise.
Yeah, no, but what I found was this artist advertising himself with a QR code.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got his face. He was holding a mic, doing his thing on stage. It looks like a picture of him on stage, and next to him was a QR code. You know what I'm saying? Which inclined me to hit that QR code, which then tells me he's an artist and what type of artist is he. You know what I'm saying? So I that was a dope move in part. That was a move from that artist that might get him somewhere. Whether it don't, it was a good what do you call that? Business move for himself.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good. Like you said, good advertising.
So
It was
good advertisement.
marketing.
That was the word I was seeking. So
Good marketing.
I think that's the marketing. So I think that might be the new wave moving forward now is that QR code vibe. So you just pull up the QR code, boop, boop, and you're good to go.
Absolutely.
You got all that pop. You know what I mean? Kind of like that dot card. I think I like that dot
Yeah.
card. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's why I was curious to know how they were exchanging marketing at your event, you know what I mean? Because that might be something for your artists to get into is that QR game, you know what I mean? And be able to don't have to, even if it's on a flyer or something, you know what I mean? Even, you want to spend money on a flyer gets thrown to the ground, but you can always have that on your phone and just let them tap instead of having to give them the long social media name, you know what I'm saying? And the website and all that, the QR code take care of all that. So that might be a good vibe for your artists, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, you spitting gems, and that's the best part, man. Where everybody picked up something new, they learned something new. It was a good education. We had a BMI publishing workshop.
That's fire.
Yeah, shout out to Jerome. Like, he was up there. And we made sure that was probably the best. Like, you got a lot of information from everybody, but the BMI publishing workshop was probably the most important.
Did they do anything active in the workshop, or was it like mainly like panel discussion?
It was explanation.
Okay.
So it ended up being a little bit more of a lecture and then a Q&A,
Okay.
which was dope because he explained the different type of royalties, mechanical royalties, the royalties, the different publishing companies, where copyright, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he went through the entire thing, and then because I could see, after a couple of minutes, they'll start to sound like white noise. We started saying, hey, look, let's start doing a Q&A to get them in there, and they were asking questions. I had questions, and so I would go up there and I would ask, hey, look, like, what would we do if my show is going to be on a video game, or if I wanted to get it on sync licensing, or I actually did two of my on the VH1 special that they did for me. They sync licensed two of my songs and they cut the check for it. So it was amazing to see that.
Oh yeah,
you know?
that's fire. That's fire. Yeah, you were on VH1 for the what was it? The one with what's her name?
Remy Ma.
Ma. Yeah, she was there. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, so I was on so I got on a show called My True Crime Story. I'm season 1, episode 3. They ended up getting 3 seasons after that. Like, so it's super dope. The dude that was on that song, The Answer, he's my dog. His name is Couture. So Couture hits me up. He gets to know me, right? I meet him in a studio session, and I'm not there to rap. Everybody else is there to rap.
Right.
And I'm about to leave, and he tells me, like, yo, you rap? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, get on the beat real quick. Get on the mic.
Right.
So I spit this thing, and bro, he had me sounding as clear as I could be, and that was the best. Like, that got me excited about rapping again, because it was so dope. I say that to say this: we ended up clicking, and he ended up like really getting to know me, and we out of that whole group, me and him clicked the hardest. And so he hit me up, and after he got to know me, he was like, yo, your story seems like it's real dope. Like, it's like real genuine. My boy does writing for a company called Hot Snakes Media, and they just put out a post that says, hey, look, have you done time? Did you do hard time? Have you changed your life? If so, write us and tell us your story. We could get you on this new VH1 show. So he told me, he was like, you should hit him up. So I read the post, and when he told me about him, he was like, yo, then tell me you're my dog. So I was like, okay. Before I told him that, though, like, I was in sales, and I had changed my life around. I started doing my own business. I had done all the stuff.
Yeah.
I went to prison, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the streets real heavy, and I had just made the real turnaround. But because I got into sales, I knew how to sell myself. So I wrote the email. I called it the email of my life. Short, sweet, concise. Hey, look, this is where I was from. This is where I'm from. This is what I did in my life. I made some mistakes, but I turned it around. Now this is what I'm doing. Yo, if you like this, hit me up, and we'll talk a little bit more. And then I wrote that, I sent it to him, and then I hit him up on IG, and I was like, yo, I just shot you an email about the post you had. My dog, Tor, told me to hit you up. So he was like, all right, let me read the email. So he went to go read the email. It was like perfect.
Right.
Like he read the email, and the email was perfect, bro. Like it was just the best elevator pitch that I could do. He was like, yo, this sounds like a movie. You got time to talk on Monday? And I was like, yeah. So he was like, yo, I'll give you 45 minutes. We'll talk. Man, that conversation ended up being 2 hours. Bro was like, yo, this is like a movie. We got to condense it. And then, yeah. And then he basically did a whole slide deck of my life where he made me look like Kobe Bryant because I played college ball, and Tony Montana. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he did the perfect, like, transition. And I even told him, I was like, bro, you made me look like Allen Iverson and Kobe, and he was like, look, you got to kind of get them hooked, and then when they get to do you, because you're going up against a lot of people.
Right.
There's a lot of people that got good stories, and he's like, I gotta tell them something that's gonna set you apart, and then when they speak to you, they're gonna fall in love with just you, and you can tell them the rest of the story. And I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna rock with that. And then they got me on like what we're doing, like a video cast. And, you know, I was able to just tell my story. Literally, I was like, yo, you know, my name is Vince Serrano. You know, I'm from Tampa, Florida. And, you know, realistically, I appreciate the opportunity because I probably shouldn't even be talking to you today. You know, I'm lucky to even be alive. And I just told them my story, and they were like, yo, this is dope. And so we had to film twice. We filmed one time during COVID. And then I had lost weight. So they wanted me to show more emotion because I was just like, yeah, you know, we was out there, we was trapping, rapping.
Yeah, you gotta have more,
you know?
more projection. Yeah.
So Viacom and VH1, MTV, BET, they're all owned by Viacom, and they cater to women.
Okay.
You know, so they wanted to get more women on my episodes so that women could relate, and I had somebody on there that actually helped me actually get out of the situation that I was in. But they wanted me to talk more about my kids and get emotional on there, and you know, that was a tough situation. So they started asking me some key talks about my kids that got me to cry and stuff. So it was like, yeah, it was wild.
That was crazy. Yeah. Gary Sanchez, shout out to him in the chat. He said, life story with highlights. I feel it.
Yeah, big facts.
Yeah. Shout out Jesus Sanchez and Drew Nelson also in the chats. But yeah, bro, I saw the story. I saw the VH1 show. I saw it with Raymar. It was dope. I hadn't known all that, the whole story, but when I saw it, I was like, okay, so you know, makes sense, you know. And then I know you did some when you said you turned it around. You were doing weren't you doing like the solar panel?
Yeah. So you know, after that whole situation, I needed to get out of the streets.
Yeah.
You know, I just beat I didn't beat them. They just let me go because, like, it was a good. If you watch this thing, like, the phone was on the whole time, and then my girlfriend at the time kind of like stood on the phone and told him that she was going to put this conversation was recorded. She was going to put it on CNN about how they racially profiled me and everything. So they because they went. You know what was crazy, bro? It was a Latino that pulled me over. It was a white guy and a Latino. And the Latino came and thing was like, yo, I want to search your car. Like, damn, he didn't even tell me who his badge was, like nothing. You know, it was a Mexican dude in Arizona. And I feel bad. I was like, search my car for what? He was like, for immigrants, right? Like smuggling people or for drugs. And didn't even tell me that he was Border Patrol. They didn't have nothing. So long story short, man, they were like, they let me go because the person stood on the phone an hour and 35 minutes. When they found the phone last, they called it back, and she told them that she heard everything. She was going to put it on CNN, and they let me go. But they took all the work. And then the next day, she left me. And then, like, I was supposed to move to Cali. I put all my eggs in one basket to kind of double up because I was supposed to move to Cali. And then I lost it all. And so I was homeless, no girl, no money, and, like, I had just lost my money and some of my boys' money. So I had to go back to my boy and ask, like, yo, you know, I lost your bread. I had to sell my car to give him his bread. And I was like, I ain't running. I need a place to stay. So I stood on his couch for like 4 weeks. And I realized, dog, like, I was in Walmart, man, and people were like, yo, when you back online, bro, the streets need you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You beat them. And I was like, I just, in that moment, I was like, yo, y'all don't even know what I went through. Like, y'all asking me to hop back off the porch
right,
to get in these streets.
I wasn't in the porch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, y'all don't even know what I went through to go be a crash dummy again. You know,
Yeah.
and so I was like, yo, the only way that I can't even be in a Walmart checkout line. That's not happening. So I was like, yo, I got to get out of here. So I moved to New York. I slept in my brother's crib. Like, there were 6 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Slept on the floor. Then then I got tired of that. I slept in the office at the solar company, and they really saw something in me, and they were like, yo, if you follow me, I'll teach you how to do this. And then the first year, man, like, yeah, I struggled for 8 months. I didn't make not $1 for 8 months. I was back on child support. Like, I was back paid. My license was gonna get suspended. I'm sleeping in the office, taking showers at the gym. But I really wanted it, man. I saw what these dudes' checks was looking like, and I was like, yo, if they could do it, I could do it. And long story short, man, the last 4 months, man, I'm making $100K.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I ended up really taking. Yeah, it was a life-changing experience for me because it was the first time I made real legal money at a high level.
Right.
And so I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I could do this. Like, fuck everything else. I can get on my feet. The first year I had to get back on my feet, fix my credit, do all that stuff. And then I started really making some good money. My name started ringing bells. And, it was like the streets to me.
Yeah.
You
You
Yeah, I
felt
was
like you
hustling.
adapted?
Yeah, absolutely. I literally took the same principles, like the same. It's crazy because if you take the same energy that you put into something negative and you take that same energy and you put it into something positive, it's the same exact result.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts.
Message.
My bad. Yeah, that's a message right there, bro.
It's big fact.
It is the same. It's the same exact result. It's just
Bro, it's-
different spectrums.
Yeah, it's like, and not just that. Like, so now I don't have to worry about the jack boys. I don't have to worry about the police. I don't have to worry about the hoes. I don't have to worry about the chapeadoras. Like, now I still got to worry about the chappies, but I don't have to worry about them, like, robbing me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not even hanging around those kind of people. That's where Youngest in the Yacht Club came. I was working for the owner of Bob's Discount Furniture. I started moving up, man. Like, the largest residential solar company I was working for, and I was the 3rd employee on the East Coast. Remember, it took me 8 months, so I saw people passing me up, managers, everybody, and I started feeling like I got to do something because these people are out here killing it, and I'm still in the same spot. What do I got to do? What I got to do? And it's really just changing my mindset. And when that happened, bro, I ended up jumping. I got awards, all types of stuff. They recognized me. Yo, bro, when they went public, I was there at the NASDAQ with them ringing the bell. Me, felon, you know what I'm saying? Nonviolent first-time offender, felon for drugs, trafficker, in the Salesforce building of Sunrun, behind the CEO when they went public. I'm in the pictures. Like, I'm in their picture.
In
Like,
the picture, Solo.
yeah, them going public. Like,
Oh.
I'm in the no, I don't even know how to dress right. Like, you know what
Was
a
that
faux pas
was
is?
that a lot
Yeah.
of pressure?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't because I knew I wasn't supposed to be, bro, I was supposed to be in jail, man. These people caught me with 25 pounds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They caught me. If it wasn't for a guardian angel, I would say, staying on that phone, bro, I wouldn't even be talking to you this day. That happened in it's funny. It's crazy. That happened May 29th, 2014.
Oh wow.
When they pulled me over.
Wow.
It was that weekend.
Wow. 9 years.
9 years, bro. And so, like, to go from that, I'd still be in jail right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm lucky to even be here right now.
That's facts.
So
That's crazy. Right, Solo?
it's crazy because I didn't even think about it until now. But it's every memorial because it's so, my life, I done turned it around, and I don't even remember. I like to suppress memories.
Yeah, no, I hear that. So, and it's such different trajectories, right? Like, just one decision of yours, one decision of somebody else's that has nothing to do with your decision can change the complete trajectory of a life.
Big facts.
That's pretty fire.
Yeah, it put me on the path. You want to know what really changed it though?
What's that?
So I was in the back of the squad car and they had the handcuffs on me, and I was going in, and the only thing I could think about was like, hey, it's gonna take an act of God to get me out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Arizona. Like, this is like, I saw the DMX documentary when he was in jail. They make him wear pink and shit. You know what I'm saying? They got like tent city. and I'm out there like in the back of the squad car, and when the guy came in, like I was like, yo, when am I gonna go through count? Like, cause they try to get me to snitch on myself and try to get me to snitch on everybody. And I'm like, yo, look, I already done this before. Just LeBron was playing San Antonio at the time. I'm like, yo, bro, when you going? I had already been in the prison once, so I knew the drill.
I need
was
to get
like,
to the TV.
yeah, when you go, I need to get through count so I could watch this LeBron game, right? So the dude was like, yo, they started changing it up. They let me drink Gatorade. They put the handcuffs on in front of me. I was like, okay, they try to get me to really talk. They don't even know who they're dealing with. I'm gonna wear this one. I was thinking about my kids, my grandmother, like how she, I wasn't gonna be able to be there for my kids.
Eesh.
How my grandmother's gonna be dead. There was gonna be no girl, obviously. Like it was gonna be crazy. And then, dog, like they came in and they undid my handcuffs. And so when I go to put them behind, they're like, nah, we're gonna let you go, bro. We're gonna take the work, but we're gonna let you go. He was like, the cop was like, yo, what you could do is you could go back to Tampa, sell this car, get another one, come back, we'll play this game again.
Mm.
And bro, I had been locked up for 3 years, 24/7 around police. Like in that moment, like I realized, dog, like they have unlimited resources and they only have to be right once.
Yeah.
I have limited resources and I got to be right 100% of the time.
Yeah. All you got to do is be wrong once.
I can't compete.
Yeah. It's a losing game.
Yeah, and that's really what told me, like, yo, I gotta do something different.
Yeah. Well, apparently you did, Mr. Youngest in the Yacht Club.
Yes, sir.
What was that? And while you were, you did there was a 60 minutes rap that you did. I saw that.
It was on Locked Up, actually.
Locked Up, was it?
The show Locked Up Santa Rosa. Yeah.
60 minutes. You keep correcting it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It was, so I did that while I was, it's funny because we talk about BMI music rights and shit. And while I was in there, they made me sign my rights away to that song. They forced me to sign my rights away. They literally had me in handcuffs in front of the CEO with the lady.
Oh,
and I was like,
man.
She's like, yo, so we're going to have you, it's illegal for you to make money off of your music in Florida while you're in prison. Like, while you're in there, you can't make money off of it. So you're going to have to sign these rights away. I'm like, no. I get paid if this gets on TV, right? And the guard was like, do you want to be on TV or not? I'll put you back in the cell. And I'm like, all right, man, what else? So, yeah, Locked Up, there was a show called Locked Up. It's always, they go into the worst prisons. I was in the worst prison because I fought a police officer while I was in prison. They locked me up. They put me in, they got a jail in prison. Like, they got, like, levels to this shit. So they put me in what they call heightened security level 4, where my bunkie was, I was locked up in a room for 6 months by myself. And then I finally got a bunkie after 6 months, and I was in 18 months in a cell, 24-hour lockdown, only out 3 times a week to take a shower, like that kind of prison. Yeah, it was crazy. And so they were doing that show Locked Up, like Locked Up Abroad, Locked Up in all the San Quentin and all that. And so they did Locked Up Santa Rosa. And I just so happened to be there. And so they would let us out in the morning 3 times a week. If you got up at 4:45 and you dressed up in your boxers and your bed was made, they would take you out to these dog pens.
4:45 solo.
Yeah, 4:45 in the morning. So you had to be standing near the door in your boxes, and they put a mark on your door so that you can go out. If your bed wasn't made, it wasn't Class A, and you weren't in your boxes, you were not going out. So I ended up going out, and that's the day that they actually came through. And I music was the only thing that actually kept me from going crazy in 6 months in a room by yourself, bro. That shit could do something to you. So I was writing all these songs. I was beating on the bunk, you know what I'm saying? Really just, trying to keep my, knowing I had an end date and I was going to come home one day. And I had a career in music before I went in. I was using the street money to finance it, like through Tampa, the Hip Hop Soda Shop. I used to have
my Hip Hop Soda Shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a face on a billboard riding around Tampa, parked outside of there. I had a mixtape with DJ Smalls, all this stuff, man. I was really doing it. I was French before French got on. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. So, and when I got arrested, I had a deal. To go to Germany and start working with a Grammy Award winner named Adam Tenster, but I was on bond. I had just got arrested, so I couldn't do it. So, and that's probably for the best because I probably would have been wild. You know what I'm saying? So, Long story short, man, I'm saying this to say that, like, you know, I go out there and I wrote these songs, and then Locked Up is out there. And, bro, I'm going to tell you, man, like, in prison, like, they're really talented musicians.
Yeah.
Like, I was probably the worst one.
He said I was probably the. Can I play it?
Yeah, you can play it.
Let's
Hell
run
yeah.
it. You want to see it solo?
Duh.
My name is Christopher Ceballos.
I'm Vince Serrano, they call me 100.
We gonna go ahead and drop you out a new song. Go ahead and hit the beat. Go ahead and handle that.
If I had 100 grand, Lord, that's all I need for one good chance. If I don't blow, then I'll be damned. If I had 100 grand, Lord, I might go off the deep end and go blow it all this weekend. It might be just enough to take me out the gutter, keep the law off my back and get me out of trouble. Stay out the streets and keep the promise that I made my mama. If I don't bubble off of that, I don't know how to hustle. Give me 100 grand and I'ma flip it like a gymnast. Give you 100 grand, you gon' smoke it like a chimney. I'll make it 10 times that a meal before I finish. You just better hope I die before I get a chance to spend it, baby. If I had 100 grand, Lord, I might go off the deep end and go blow it all this weekend. Light school, baby. TRN.
Light school, TRN, baby. Don't worry, I know.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, dog.
Yo, they will do a whole video, bro. A whole video in there.
It's crazy because
That was you, son?
that was me. Hell yeah. Yo, there's way more.
Man,
Like,
thank God for
it
food.
might be just enough to get me out of trouble. Keep the law off my back and keep me out of trouble. Might do a lot. It might do enough to keep to keep the promise that I made my mama. If I don't bubble off of that, I don't know how to hustle. Might do the white thing and buy some silk pajamas. Trick a lot of dollars just to say I fucked the model. Even though it's not enough to solve all my problems. 100,000 might put me in the win column. Maybe get me up to the level I'm supposed to be. Finally make the jump to filet mignon from pork and bees. Invest accordingly. Most importantly, make my mama proud. She never went to that clinic and aborted me. Give me 100 grand and I'ma flip it like a gymnast. Give you 100 grand, you gon' smoke it like a chimney. I make it 10 times that a meal before I finish. You just better hope I die before you get a chance to spend it, baby. If I had 100 grand, Lord, I might go off the deep end and go blow it all this weekend.
There you go.
So they obviously cut it, right? Because they, you know, but like those were real things that I was saying. Like that's exactly how I was feeling, you know what I'm saying, in that time. And yo, nobody wanted to hear that shit in prison. I'll tell you that. Nobody wanted to hear my shit. What they wanted to hear was Plies, Kodak, like that's what they wanted to hear.
Well, shout out to your hype man, because my man was hype, son.
Yeah, he was like choreographed.
He was throwing
Yo,
hands,
he
son. He was throwing sound
my
things and
dog,
all
Saint.
that, baby.
Yo,
It was hype like he
shout
wrote
out to
it,
the
son.
flow, bro. Yeah, he was. Yo, you saw with the 100.
Yeah, he was ready, son. He was ready. Like he
Yeah.
practiced that in himself for a minute, son.
Yo, it was crazy because I was slated to get out a year before they shot that, or a year after they shot that. I got out April Fool's Day, 2012. That thing aired April 4th, 2012.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I was like out. I didn't even have a cell phone yet, and people was trying to call. They would call my grandmother's like, yo, I just saw this on TV. What the fuck? This motherfucker's destined to make it. Like,
He's in jail on TV. What? In prison.
rapping, bro, because they usually put you on locked up for some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they
It's a
usually-
bullshit story that you like
They got me on there rapping,
got to
bro.
shine, bro. You had a whole music video, bro. Hype man and everything.
They made me sign that shit away. That's what it cost.
That's what it costs.
Fuck it though. Like, yo, you see how you put that out there? Like, yo, these are times and you know, and the worst. I mean, those were the worst times in my life, bro. Like, you saw what I was in. I was in a fucking dog pen. Like, they put dog kennels in that shit.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I could think of, like, I wasn't trying to do no crazy shit. I was just trying to rap. And that's what I've been doing. Like, so when people ask, like, yo, how long you been rapping for? My whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been entertaining for my whole life. Like, ever since I did a rap. It's funny because I did a rap to say no to drugs when I was like 7 in school, and I ended up going to prison for selling drugs. Like, it's wild. And then, you know, I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, 100 grand. Like, really, those are the things that, you think that 100 grand's a lot of money, you know, but I literally manifested that first year in solar.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy how you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
and when I was rapping about the streets and about like those things, I manifested that shit too. So it's like your messaging, the programming that you out there really talking about. Like that's why Youngest in the Yacht Club is important to me, because it's not just, you know, it's not just like, oh yeah, I got money, yeah, this is what it is. It's more like, yo, manifestation, teaching the young people how to get it. Like it's something that's cool. We the new faces, people like us getting into these places that you wouldn't normally see us in and being accepted.
Right. Yeah.
Because I got to sit down with a lot of people, man, like the owner of Bob's Discount Furniture. Like my name started ringing bells in the solar industry. And his son-in-law married, his name is Mickey Toro. You can look him up. His daughter's named Pia Rosenberg. The owner of Bob's Discount Furniture, his name was Gene Rosenberg. He died 2 years ago. But I got to sit down. His son owned a solar company, and we were putting solar in the back. Like basically, I got promoted to a whole region, and I was teaching the whole region how to do solar. And so my name started ringing bells. Like it was ringing bells in the streets. It started ringing bells in the industry. And he dropped a bag to get me to go work for his company.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really got me to leave Sunrun, which was the largest residential solar company, was the fact that I got to work directly with a billionaire. So I got to sit down with this dude who owned Bob's Discount Furniture and sold it to Kane's Furniture for $996 million.
Yeah.
Like I went to their house. They lived on Summit Terrace. I mean, it was literally, I didn't even know where their mountains were in Connecticut. There was a mountain. Like the guy lives on a mountain. His house, like his cars had a house. Like, you know, his garage like was the size of, no lie. If you go to Crunch on Hillsborough and like that area, he had that gym in his house.
Crazy.
It was that big. And so obviously when I went there, I got to get a one-on-one seat with them after I worked, and I started making them people. I made these people $20 million. I taught enough people to make these people $20 million, bro.
Yeah.
Like
It's a big deal.
Me multiplying myself and teaching these people generated $20 million in revenue for this company. So I got to sit down with this dude, and you dream of sitting down with these people, right? So you know what I'm listening to them, they talking, and they tell me like, yo, Vince, you know, you really remind us of ourselves. Bro, these Jewish people are telling me that I remind them of them. Like, I just came out of prison. Like, how the fuck?
He wasn't with me shooting in the gym, bro.
Right. So, you know, after I listen to them and I'm there, they're like, so do you have anything to ask? So yeah, I'm like, yeah. So what's the plans to the Death Star? What stocks do I got to invest in? What's the secret cheat codes? You know, what's the Grand Theft Auto codes to get the unlimited ammo, unlimited money? And they, you know, they were ready for me, and they told me, they were like, both of them looked at each other, man, and they were like, you want me to tell them? You want to tell them? So Gene Rosenberg was like, I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you the first one, Mickey will tell you the second one. Like, they're about to give me the code, and I'm like, all right, cool. What's that? Stay disciplined and avoid distractions. Now, bro, they got chefs that are bringing lobster bisque to me, right? I'm trying to ask for the cheat codes. I need the stocks to invest in to run it up, and you tell me to stay disciplined and avoid distractions, bro.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a Hebrew slave right now. I don't want to hear that. I just generated, you know what I'm saying, $20 million for your company. And the first thing you tell me, stay disciplined, avoid distractions. Like, yeah, I don't need your motivational speech.
Just felt like you told me to go back to work.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I'm about to go build this company.
Distracted with that lobster bisque, fam. I ain't gonna stunt.
Yo. So Solo, this is the thing, right? So I'm like, all right, man. So they're like, yo, Vince, thank you, blah, blah, blah. I leave. I'm a little upset. Cause like I said, I feel like he just told me to go back to work.
Right.
So I'm driving down Summit Terrace in my in that car right there, like you see it. I'm driving down that Summit Terrace, and my manager calls me, and because I had a manager above me, and he was like, yo, did you just meet down with Mickey and Gene? I was like, yeah. He's like, wow, what happened? I was like, well, they ain't giving up the cheat codes, I'll tell you that. They ain't trying to give out the information to make it. He's like, what are you talking about, bro? They just said that they were so impressed with you. They said that they were like they see you going, you know what I'm saying, like taking this company to the next level. Like, yo, what did you tell them?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get it. I wasn't there yet.
You didn't make the connect in your head. Yeah.
And sometimes, bro, you don't know. Like, you could tell me something, and I may not get it 3 hours from now, maybe not get it 3 days, maybe not even 3 years.
Right.
But then when it clicks, when I have my own business, and I started realizing what that meant, stay disciplined,
Avoid
and
distractions.
distractions.
Yeah.
That was the best piece of advice, because there's so many things when you get money that are going to come your way. I mean, you don't even know. There's so many problems that you don't even know, and there's levels to it, right? There's so many problems that you don't even know about that are coming your way that you can't even see. You can't even understand that it's going to be that way. You don't even know that that's actually even an issue. But when they come, you need to stay down, stay disciplined, and then avoid the bullshit that's going to be coming to try to take you away, like job offers sometimes.
Yeah.
Women, you know, the fuck shit that your friends was doing. You know what I'm saying?
An investment opportunity.
Yeah. Like, and it's crazy because that really did change my life. Once I had my own business and I started saying, okay, I need to be focused on this, that's what really took me to the next level.
I feel that.
Youngest in the Yacht Club.
Youngest in the Yacht Club. What you think, Solo? You soaking it in?
Most definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely. You gotta soak in things like this. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if the person next to you is older or younger. When that gem's hit, that gem's hit. You know what I'm saying?
Solo.
So
That's facts.
that's just what it is. Sometimes you got some knuckleheads on here that just don't make no sense. But sometimes you got some people out here that actually make sense, and it makes me sit and think and analyze things furthermore as I'm going through these changes in my life now that I can apply to it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
Appreciate that, bro. Because a lot of people, you know, they're not ready for the messaging too. I wasn't.
Right. Now there's definitely a redemption story there when it comes to your personal self and, you know, obviously your contribution to society. Now talk to me as a father, like, because I did see that there was like a point there that you struggle with, right? You know, going through those things. You had a child going through these things, times in jail, and then coming back from that. Tell me that journey.
Yeah, well, so I still struggle with it, you know. So my oldest, anytime you get locked up, number one, I found out that my co-defendant, which was my son's mom at the time, we weren't even fully together. Like, I never ride with work, and I wanted just to bring her down to Miami because my grandmother was having open heart surgery, and I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna take her with me. On the way back, somebody called me, and that's when I got to work because it was at a price that I couldn't stop. You know, I couldn't turn down. And then we got nabbed. So obviously we had been messing around, and we find out while we're going through intake, while she's getting strip searched, all the stuff, they piss test the women in there to make sure that they're either pregnant or not pregnant. And so I found out through a vent that she was pregnant with my kid.
Oh wow!
In jail. Like,
that's crazy.
Just caught a case. So that was obviously traumatizing in itself. And then number two, I had already had a son, and I wasn't with his mom, and we were going through it. And I had just finally repaired the relationship between me and her because all she cared about was money at the time. Like, she wanted child support, and she wanted me, you know, and so in order to see my son, I needed to make sure that I was doing that. So I was using the street money and giving it to her so I can get my kid and try to keep him around, you know, while I'm not out in the streets hustling because I wanted to be there.
Right.
Long story short, I get jammed up. I got to take the plea because, you know, I'm not going to let her do a day in jail.
Right.
And then I do 3 years to the face because I won't cooperate. First offense, non-violent, first-time offender. 3 years, no probation off. First time I ever been in handcuffs. No nothing. You're going to do 3 years minimum mandatory, war on drugs type shit. I come out, my baby mama won't let me see my kid, my first one. And then my second one, she ended up getting probation. She violated probation and got my kid my kid was gonna be in foster care, bro.
Oh wow.
My grandmother had to take my kid, and then before I was able to get out, because she had to do a year, I was gonna get out 90 days. She ends up violating probation for not being able to stick to the curfew.
Oh wow.
And she was doing a whole lot of other shit while I was out. Saying, long story short, just living like she ain't on probation type shit. Yeah, and so they end up jamming her for a year, and then she takes my kid, and right when I get out, sends him to New York with her mom, even though my kid was living with my grandmother. So she basically took my kid away, and I've had to try to repair that relationship, and it's not easy, bro. It's not. It's I just want you to know, and this is the thing I want everybody to know that who's listening to this, your actions don't just affect you, they affect the people around you, and you have no idea how big or how small those actions could be, like that butterfly effect later on down the road.
Oh yeah.
That one day, that mistake that I made changed my life forever and changed my kid's life forever.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, I try to build a relationship with my youngest son. He's 14 now, or he's 13. He's going to be 14 in July. And I have a 21-year-old. So I have a 21-year-old and I have a 14-year-old. My 21-year-old, he's already a man. He just graduated from Full Sail, and he's nice. He's nicer at music than me. So, and he got a bright future scholarship. His mom, we may not have had the best relationship, but she raised him right. You know what I'm saying? So he graduated IB with honors, got a full scholarship to any school, bright futures, and then he still decided to go to Full Sail and pay for it. My youngest, though, he lives in the South Bronx. Like, he don't want to live with me because he can't walk down the street and go get a chopped cheese. Like literally, that was the you know what I'm saying? So like, he has no idea. Like, when I scream youngest in the yacht club, it's to, it's crazy, bro. I'm telling you all this stuff, and I want to help the youth and stuff like that. But it's crazy that I've had to be a better father to other people's kids than I can to my own. And the reason why I do it, dog, is so that, one day, they're young, they don't understand it. But when people do ask the people who know me about me, I want them to understand that I wasn't a piece of shit.
Yeah,
bro.
That's fire, bro. That's fire. I'm with that.
Message.
Dropping gems tonight, Solo. Getting real on them tonight, Solo.
It's good because I ran out of mine today, so I'm going.
You ran out of gems today?
Yeah, I didn't think it was Tuesday, so I had to, you know what I mean? That data,
we here, though.
the database of gems got misplaced.
Listen, we had good gems in the last one, and then, it got messed up, so I was like, oh, no, we got to bring it back. Got to rewind it.
I feel like this one's going better, though, because we're starting to get into kind of my story. Like, I kind of got into, like, the whole da-da-da-da, but, like, I feel like this one, like, we're getting deeper into, like, yo, who is Vince? Like, for real, for real.
Yeah, well, that's kind of, that's the name of it, right? We got to tell our story. We leave a legacy behind, or we don't, one of the two. So if I could use the platform for anything, it'll be for people to leave their stories, in this storybook. This is my storybook of everybody's stories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you making me look good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You put me in you throwing up the alley.
Wow, you made yourself look good, bro. I mean,
Facts.
not a lot of people tend to hear when God speaks. You don't have to be a Christian to hear when God speaks. You don't have to be religious to hear when God speaks. You know in your heart when God speaks. You know what I'm saying? You know in your heart when you get that voice, or you start adding things up and like, yo, Arizona, 25 pounds. I'm out now. I'm not doing 20, 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, something had to happen for me to have a second chance. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't me, bro.
And you took that second. Acknowledging it is the first step. It ain't just with liquor. It ain't just AA meetings. You know what I'm saying? It's with anything. Acknowledging things is the first step. When you acknowledge, like, yo, that wasn't me. I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? But, most of my life, I was brought up well. My parents raised me well. We didn't struggle. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have it all, but what we had, my moms and my pops made do with it. I was just being the knucklehead and wanted to be the street knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? My choice was rob. I would rob anybody, son. You know what I'm saying? But I would never rob a family member. I would never rob my right hand man. I would never rob those that I love. I don't care how bad I was doing. Somebody else was gonna get it before me. And even when I had my kid, you know what I'm saying, that I was struggling to make it happen, working overnights, not making the bills. You know what I'm saying? I would go into dollar store and put a pack of Pampers under my stomach. And I would walk into 7-Eleven and walk out with a gallon of milk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like you said, the things that you do affect, it cause a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? So it got to a point to where it was like, yo, you gotta chill out, son, because God has spared you so many times. You know, I've been there with the coke on the door panels and the bud everywhere and 7 packs in my middle console, and they pulled me over for weed, and just for some reason the cop is just laughing at me. Like, yo, and I'm like, all right, I'm done here. And he literally told me, yo, I don't care where you go get rid of that shit. He ain't searched the car, none of that. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of few. You know what I mean? So when you look back at it, it's like, yo, somebody had to be there to hold me down. And it wasn't a human being. You know what I'm saying? It was beyond our level of humanity. You know what I'm saying? And it gets to a point to where you do have to grow up, and you do have to be able to, like, change your ways for the better. And like you said, whatever mentality you had in the street, you put that in a legal route. You know what I'm saying? And it works out even better because you ain't got them boys on you. You ain't got to go to bed with that thing underneath the pillow. You don't have to worry about if they're going to come get you while you're not home, and then your wife and your kids got to suffer that, and then making you look bad. You know what I'm saying? I think that God used your talent to display so you can see yourself and beat up like, all right, you know what I mean? Because not everybody gets a chance at that MSNBC doc. Not everybody gets a chance at that VH1 doc. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gets a chance to come out from all that to do what you're doing now. You feel me? You took that time to sleep on those couches, to sleep in the office, to gain knowledge. That was your hustle. Just because you wasn't pumping drugs, which you had a choice to do, but you said, you know, I'm going to sleep on this couch tonight because I'd rather do that than do this. This is the position you put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I would tell you is that same person that gave you that dog bone and threw it to you is the same person you got to look up to on a daily basis in your own way. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're seeking in your own way, and he will guide you through it. Put him at the forefront of your marriage, and your marriage be good. Put him at the forefront of the relationship with your kids, and your kids are going to be good. Put him at the forefront of your businesses, at the forefront of what you're moving, and you're going to be good. Once you start to detour from that, you know what I'm saying? He going to remind you, yo, remember what I did for you, you heard? And that reminder might not be a good thing. That reminder might be you burning real quick in the flames. You're like, oh snap, you know what I'm saying? So that's where that discipline and distraction came into play. You know what I mean? Even though you didn't know what they was talking about, now you know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? It took me a minute to figure it out until you explained it, and I was like, all right, that makes total sense. And that didn't really have to include with money. It had to include with success. That would include anything in life. Anything in life.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, man.
And bro, I'm grateful too that you brought up the faith, because a lot of people, like, they don't, the most successful people that I've actually been around, they've and I'm talking about people who are like really, really like successful. Mm-hmm. Like, they believe in hard work, they believe in positivity, but they also believe in their faith. And it's crazy how, like, I found my purpose when I was driving back, you know, from Arizona with nothing, and my girl had left me, and I had $300 in my bank account that I was supposed to give to child support. And I told my baby mom, like, hey, you can't get this because I need it for gas in a hotel room. And I was staring at these walls, not these walls, I was staring at this open field in, it was either Texas, I think it was Texas. I'm just driving to Texas trying to get back to Florida. And, yo, the prison walls, it looks the same. Prisons are in country, in a country area. And there's a fence and a gun tower and all this stuff. And we used to walk the track, and I used to tell myself, like, yo, I'm never coming back to this place. Yo, I'm never getting to this place. Like, and, yo, I was, like, literally hanging by a thread and almost went back there. And I looked up to the sky and I was like, why? Like, why am I here? Because I'm a good rapper. I was a good athlete, but I'm a great hustler. So what was my purpose? And I found it. My purpose, and I think it's the reason why I'm here talking the way I'm talking. I know it's the reason why I'm here talking the way I'm talking. It's the reason why I talk the way I talk in my music. It's the reason why I influence the people that I influence, and that's because I need to become a positive motivational figure for the people and tell them like, yo, you ain't got to go pick up that pack. Yo, you ain't got to go and rob the plug. You ain't got to rob somebody. Like you can literally take that same energy and you can put it into something positive and win. And I am the poster child for that shit. And it's not because of me. It's because God gave me the opportunity to do that. So I appreciate you, Solo, on even talking about that, because I do put them in.
Nah, I mean, because it's real. Because people need to understand, like, especially though these knucklehead Christians and religious people that don't understand that God uses people that don't necessarily follow Christianity or follow religion, or like, I could tell you some stories about some people who don't even believe in God, and God still makes moves through them to get to those he needs to get to. You know what I'm saying? Me and Eric been friends since '95, and he went through the course of ministry and Christianity. So have I. You know what I'm saying? And
it's whatever moves you though, bro. That's the biggest thing, is whatever moves you to keep you out of that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
What I'm trying to say is now that we sitting here now, I could count on Eric more than I could count on a Christian brother. You feel me? And I can say that broadly. Because they so caught up in their ways that they're not understanding the humanity of things and how life really works. I can sit have a conversation with Eric all day, and he could spit game to me that as a Christian I might not want to hear, but it's something that I do need to hear, because it's something that I need to look into, and it's something that I need to understand. You know what I'm saying? And even though he might not be a deep end follower, not a Bible reader on a daily basis, but this man's faith is on a higher level than those that are stuck in the church 24/7. This man take care of his kids better than those worrying about the pulpit than what their kids doing on social media. This man provides more for his family and himself than what a pastor could do. You feel me? Some. You know what I mean? So it's not really about religion. It's about faith and a personal relationship and how you understand him understand you. You know what I'm saying? And he guides you through wherever he wants to guide you through. If you feel like he wants to tell you, yo, straighten up, then you straighten up. You know what I mean? That's how a personal relationship with God works. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Muslim and you believe then that's what it is. If you're whatever the case may be, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own beliefs, their own momentum and how they move. But faith is the key. Faith is the key in having into where you trying to go. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Bro.
Faith in you too, Solo. You gave me fuzzies, bro.
Yo, get out of here.
It's crazy.
You see how he be yelling at me?
This is why I can't talk
to
him like that, son. He be getting all hype on me. Dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to show some heart, bro. You want a hug, bro? I got you. So you got another event coming up, bro?
Yeah, August 5th. So I invited an artist to our music business conference. His name is Cloud Kent. Cloud Kent is, he hit me up. I invited him like 3 weeks before the conference. He hit me up the day before, was like, yo, I'm on a social media cleanse. I just saw this. Can I come through? I was like, yeah, but you got to be outside because we got everything on the inside. So, and other people paid for the vendor spot. Right. So you can be outside with your art, do what you want to do. And I appreciate you coming, just showing through. So I let him come through. Well, bro, it started raining. And his art was outside. So I stopped everything I was doing, and I went out to go help that man move his art because he has some dope pieces. And I felt so bad, bro. Like, it was supposed to be the best sunny day, whatever, and then it started raining. And so I went, grabbed him. I helped him move the table in the rain, all this stuff. And I was like, you know what, Kent? Like, just do me a favor, dog. Just go in the front, man. Like, the first thing that the people are going to see is you. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give us the Youngest in the Yacht Club vibe. It's going to be more than music. It's going to show. Well, turns out, and I've been on podcast. I do the Youngest in the Yacht Club podcast, and we interview some of the panelists. Turns out, Cloud Kent was hustling more than some of them artists out there, bro. Cloud Kent sold about $1,000 to $2,000 worth of paintings out there. He had not just that, like he was networking, he was doing his stuff. He had a story about what the paintings meant. He was in the front. Yo, it wasn't even just from the people that were at the event. Hotel people who were staying at the hotel were seeing the paintings and coming to go see him and grabbing them. So he was attracting those people. He had such a good time. He came in at the after party. He saw me with the mic. They were playing my music, and he was like, "Oh shit, you rap too?" I have a record called Sheesh, and my boy Sully loves to play it. So we was in there. I was rapping Sheesh, and Cloud Kent was like, "Damn dog, da da da." So I called him, I called all the VIPs. I called everybody who's in the Diamond Club, Gold Club. I called everybody to see what they thought, feedback about the event. And Cloud was like, "Yo, I love what you got going on. I want to be a part of the Youngest in the Yacht Club." I was like, "Yo, let's do it." He has never done an exhibit. He's never done an exhibit for his stuff because he says he doesn't like the people that come by. He wants his stuff to be top notch. He said he has so much for the event that he wants me the Youngest in the Yacht Club, to throw his exhibit, and we're gonna do it. We're looking for the venue now, but it's gonna be August 5th. That's a Saturday. It's gonna be a exclusive art exhibit for Cloud Kent. It's gonna be curated. Youngest in the Yacht Club is more than just music, man. Youngest in the Yacht Club is everything that encompasses the yacht club. Wealth, health, fitness, nutrition, art, music.
Yeah, all of it.
Finance, cryptocurrency. We're gonna be doing all those kind of events to get people to understand, that part.
What about the bandits in the yacht club?
I mean, we're already trying to go in a positive mindset. If you're a bandit, you are probably not in the yacht club.
He said no bandits in the yacht club, Solo.
No bandits in the yacht club.
Oh man, we're out.
Y'all could be in there under a different name though.
He said,
"Give me 30 days, bro. Give me 30 days. That's all I need."
I got you. Solo said he'll rob somebody.
Give me 30 days, B. That's all I need.
Oh man, well today went good.
I appreciate it.
And I got all the backup audio just in case. So I don't care. I'm good now. I can sync everything up.
I'm excited, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on here. I usually do the podcast on, what I'm saying, for people, and I love telling their story. Yeah. And for me to be that guy today, it's grateful. So I appreciate you, Eric, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you driving out here again.
Yeah, man, it's dope. You got a great setup, man. I appreciate the stuff. Like Solo, man, you being on there, asking the questions, and then just kind of like feedbacking, about the stuff. Cause I know you're the type of person that you'd be like, "Nah, that's bullshit," And so I appreciate that.
Eric knows, son. Eric gonna take me everywhere, son.
Yeah. And you can't. Sometimes sometimes you need people like that, but you gotta know where they at too.
I keep a whole circle of them around, but they all play different roles at different times. But
you need that.
Solo he pretty on point though. If Solo's barking, there's a reason.
I love what he got going on. I love
everybody that I've met. I mean, not now. Now I'm a little calmer. But everybody that I've met when I came to high school, when I came in from Puerto Rico, it was always because A, I wanted to fight them, or B, I thought they were capping. You know what I'm saying? Eric had more than enough reason to command me because I was definitely staring at his shorty the whole time, son.
That's how we met.
So you know what I mean? And like one of my best friends, I met him in school because I threw chocolate milk on his white shirt. He became my best friend. One of this other dude, I knew he was gonna kill me in ball, but I wasn't gonna let up on the talk smack. And so I talked smack all the way up to it was time to play. And then, you know what I'm saying, I had to throw him a curveball. We've been friends ever since. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm there, you know what I mean? I'm a little rough around the edges, but I'm quick to call somebody out. I call myself out sometimes. I'm being in the middle of calling myself out, son.
That's good, man. I love what you got going on with the tunnel vision stuff, man. That story that you told me, man, means a lot, bro. So, like, Youngest in the Yacht Club is dope, but also, man, like, that tunnel vision, things that you do for people with mental health, bro, I really appreciate that because, people think you in the Yacht Club, bro. I go through stuff all the time. So, like, really, I really feel that. You know what I'm saying? So keep working on that, bro. I feel like we should connect on that because, especially if it's a nonprofit, people are willing to cut checks for that, bro.
Absolutely. Everything we do, we try to do out of pocket. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's like I know sometimes me and my ex, we would like put our money together and just during COVID time, we literally went to every hospital and fed all the emergency room staff. You know what I'm saying? And we went to all the Spanish restaurants and we explained the situation. They cut us a deal and we fed all of them. You know what I'm saying? When Puerto Rico hit with the hurricane, we went out there with 1,000 pounds of food, and we made sure everybody was good. We even brought back a Shih Tzu who ain't had a haircut in 7 years. We had to bring him back to save his life. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We just been that type of people. You know what I mean? Me and Eric always been that type of people to help each other. You know what I mean? We know our boundaries and our limits. You know what I'm saying? But we always wanted to extend the hand, and that's why this man is always in the forefront of the music scene in Tampa. And you know what I mean? And it's not because he's the nicest, because he is nice. You know what I'm saying? He's just not recognizable. But this man is always lending a hand out to other people and giving them his knowledge and not soaking it all in. You know what I mean? So
I just
bro. There's no me without him. You know what I mean? Don't let his head swell up. You know what I mean? But
I just glow and blend in the background.
He doesn't like to get fuzzy too much. And when I get him in the fuzzy zone, he gets all white. You know what I mean? So
I feel it though. But bro, I appreciate like even you, Eric, like you know what I'm saying? Like the next youngest in the yacht club, same situation,
yeah,
bro.
I'm there. Yeah. So you said August 5th, right?
August 5th.
Oh wait,
man.
Hold on.
We're looking at it's a Saturday.
Yeah, I know. And I might be out of town.
Yeah, and
are you going to continue doing them?
Yeah. So that, like I said,
the
we're going to
first one I'm available for. I'm there.
Yeah, no worries, man. But the biggest thing is, like I said, Youngest in the Yacht Club encompasses so many things. A lot of people think that we just wanted to dive in with music, but we want to do sports and entertainment, arts, health and wealth, fitness. Like we're going to be doing different events, like because it's all part of the yacht club. It's all part of that wealth, and we want to give information and really get our people, like people who look like us, the info.
Yeah, that's facts. I like that. Any shout outs?
Yo, shout out my wife Jenny, my sons July and Vince, and then shout out everybody from Youngest in the Yacht Club. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who wants to be a part of it. And shout out to my dog Gabe Gifted too, because he's really like moving, you know what I'm saying? We just shot some videos. We got a record called Whole Time that just came out last Friday. Everybody who was out there, Youngest in the Yacht Club, the music conference, they spinning the records. So go check out Whole Time by Vince Serrano and Gabe Gifted. I got a record called Duro coming out. It's going to be a Spanglish record that's coming out in a couple weeks. And then, the summer's ours right now.
I hear that. I am Vince Serrano. Y'all go follow him. Go give him a like.
All the way.
Go play his reels.
All the way.
Check out his podcast.
Youngest in the Yacht Club.
Go be the youngest in the yacht club.
Yes, sir. Be part of it.
Not the dumbest, the youngest.
The youngest.
The youngest.
The youngest. Yeah, shout out Jay, Drew, Justin, and Gary on the chat today. They were chatterboxing.
Man. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully y'all ain't get in trouble by messing with us, you know what I mean? But if you did, it ain't my fault.
All right, homie. We out.
Glad.
Stay up. One.
Yo, y'all see what's going on the east?
Shout out to Jared All-Star.
It's real bubbly right now.
YP, a.k.a. Young
It's Kingdom Time. Big guillotine.
Let's go. Born covered in the blood, guess you are the father. Just a kid speaking tongues with no Dalai Lama. While they eating off the flesh like they Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm eating at the Lord's table like it's Benihana. He prepared it in front of my enemy. I'm trying to learn the word in Greek like it's a spelling bee. Playing in the field, that flag came with a penalty. I only break bread with the ones I want to remember me in memory of Christ. I think that they forget, or maybe they can't see. I hope it helps when I spit. Man, we can see trees, those burning bushes were lit so high we could hear God without taking a hit. They were too stoned. But you know the commandments and why I'm bitten apples on the back of all the tablets. I had to check myself because I had some extra baggage. God made me an all-star. Deborah made me Jared.
I'm coming through a storm with the squall. My brother's lit. Where they rob with ski masks and the gats got rubber grips. Snapshot of my past, these gutter pits in my hood, flooded with kings and bloods, but some was crips. Now we got the truth and we preach it to ya. I beat the boofer, right there where they scrapping and creep with Lucer and beef with Rugers. For the gang, I was bold like Machiavelli. We was scrapping heavy in the trap ready, where we would stash machetes. Now we got Jesus and think eternal, the one who gives the captive the freedom from the infernal. Bars turn to captures, my rapping can be a journal with horrific scenes turning to lyrics when being verbal. Broken Walking in the spirit, you hear me? It got me stopping, got me locked in, got me rocking for guilty sinners like Johnny Cochran. In the spirit, there's war, like guns, you know we popping, flow be knocking, bringing that New York feeling
I'm
like
something
Obi
you never
Toppin.
seen before. I'm really out of this earth. I could go and jump in the sky and then catch a meteor. For meteors, the difference between beef and war. Anointing oil, you want to squeegee, wipe the curses off a Ouija board. The Lord forgave me for my brute ways. Dog, I was lost, wanted to shoot strays. When I opened that Bible, I turned a new page. When I was lukewarm, I asked the Lord for strength. Then he turned me to Luke Cage. I was a master sinner since I came from the sewer. Used to being around them shells like Master Splinter. Man, I wish you would try me. Get a master splinter, master liver. Demons running, becoming the fastest sprinter. I thank God that his hands is bigger than my problems. I used to solve them. Glass of liquor, nasty stripper. Now I fast with scriptures and walk in so much authority. I'm in the Florida Everglades.
Now
trying
who
to
is
catch
it
my
you think
dinner.
you're talking to? I made moves and paid dues. Look up, who is that? King Jesus, believe he coming back. My heart and arteries, carriers, hemoglobins. Be cautious approaching you, sparring with gritty theologians. It's facts. Still hood, but on the ride of being sanctified. I kinda caught a vibe with this instrumental and nasty nines. New York state of mind needs to be realigned and balanced. For it crashes, hope and see Jehovah and don't turn to ashes. My intent is for these rappers to repent. A Boogie to Cardi B, Ice Spice or 50 Cent. Who with me to win them? Name one thing impossible to God. The laborers are few, cause not too many wanna do the job. I get it, some of these bitches just ain't trying to be committed. They rather serve to a limit and scream amen if they feel it. It's time to separate the wheat from the tear. The ones that fear God from those that's living in fear. Who ready for real? Levanta tu machete, send Satan a message. Tell them be facing the exit. We not the saints to be messed with.